Guys, we're back.
Hey, dolls.
Back in the stew. Day 2 in the stew.
Day 2 in the stew. I simply couldn't be bothered with putting a shred of makeup on. I'm in my Alicia
fierce.
Keys era.
You look
no makeup.
You look fierce.
Thanks, doll.
Alicia Keys. Sometimes I'm like, you're wearing makeup.
Yeah, I'm like, you definitely had a ton of laser done to make your skin. Like, if you can go no makeup,
stunning.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
But to be able to go no makeup the way she goes no makeup, your skincare regime is on fleek.
I love her forever, not just for her music, but her appearance on RuPaul was so funny.
Really?
There was this moment where all the queens were looking in the vanity mirror that they all get ready in the workroom, and then all of a sudden she appeared in the mirror on the other side of it and was like, "Hey girls." And I was like, I like her being a little camp.
I like that.
It's like a makeup free day. It's a
makeup free day.
I've taken 2 showers already.
It was gorgeous this morning and I was like, it's beautiful. And then I took Tony out for a walk, and like as soon as we got 1 block down, he was like,
it's a heat dome.
It's a real heat dome.
I was at the strike. It felt like Warped Tour. It's literally the strike is giving.
It's fucking Lollapalooza.
It's giving. It's
Woodstock 99.
It's giving fucking Woodstock 99 minus the like
mud,
sexual assault and mud.
Yeah, but just give it time.
No, it's pretty. I mean, it's, God bless us. We're all out there, but it is like I was an hour sooner than I usually am exiting today.
That's
so I was just
fair.
I was like, I usually do 10 thou. Today I did only 5.
You should hire
a proxy
robots. Like, you know that influencer Shein girl who's just like truly.
She's next level.
She's honestly a hero, an American hero. I love her.
Danny DMC. I'm obsessed with her. Her latest Instagrams have just been all about her being unbothered and living her and making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And like reflecting and being like, I'm actually really proud of myself, which is
I love her.
Level.
Someone said she called her Sheen Halsey and female James Charles.
She is. But she did a big sponsored post for like a robot company.
Oh, I saw.
Just like, you might have sent it to me, that
does errands.
You just put stuff in it and it follows you. I don't want that. I want Rosie the like Jetsons. I want a housekeeper. I actually just want a chef.
That robot looked as close as we're gonna get to a housekeeper.
It can't even go up and down stairs.
And she was like
a Roomba is more useful.
She was like, hey guys.
She's like, I'm gonna show you how I use this and how it makes my day so much better. And she just walked from one place to the other. She like, it takes more time to like load up that robot and be like boop boop beep and then walk somewhere and then unload it than to just put a Diet Coke in a bag and
one of her latest
bag, girl.
Her latest Instagram was her on a beach at sunset going like, reflecting on how I'm going to be 30 in 30 days. I have a man who loves me, a family that supports me, and a career beyond my wildest dreams. You just see her go like this.
I read that and I was like, damn, you're winning.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's
killing
incredible. Her mom, I went on her mom's Instagram. Her mom's like
You've done recon.
I've been doing some heavy recon this week. I did recon I didn't mention this yesterday, but I told you.
Who else are you investigating?
That woman at the vet.
Oh yeah.
We were in the urgent care the other night. Mango's fine for doggy urgent care, and while we were waiting, it was taking a while, and this woman was like, she was going through it, and she was a lot.
She was having some LA struggles.
And I went over to charge my phone because there was a charging station, and we were there for 6 hours, so I was like, well, I might as well do this. So I went over and I just kind of stood there to charge, but I was really eavesdropping, and I found out this woman, I'm not gonna
put on your Sherlock Holmes, you put on a trench coat and a little fedora, and you said, I had to check this out.
I put my disguise on and I went over. I heard her name mentioned, and I immediately found her on Instagram. It was just spent an hour going through her Instagram, going through her family's Instagram. Like, as literally in real time, as she's having this like meltdown, this poor woman, she was going through something that night, and I felt bad, but like she was also being like a little.
She was like,
she was both
looping everyone into her drama who was in the waiting room, which is
and being
on
a little
you.
aggressive to the people that work there. So I was a little like, okay, let's lay off. Like they're doing the best they can. So I was listening to her on speakerphone with a family member, just raving about what was happening, ranting and raving. And as I was going through her Instagram, showing Simon, and Simon was just like, she's right there. And I was
Honestly,
like, what?
if you're a woman on the verge and you're having a public meltdown,
A gay will find
be
you.
assured that a gay is standing next to you, listening to your every word, and is on like your
Oh yeah,
aunt's Instagram.
I found her in 5 minutes.
How did you know? Did you hear her name?
Yeah, she was talking at one point to a doctor or someone from the pet insurance.
Oh, and she
And
dropped the full
She dropped
name.
her name, and I immediately went. And then I saw her pet.
That's what you get for having a public speakerphone call in
She
a
wanted
public
it.
space. Yeah.
I think it was a Monday night. I think she was like looking for.
She needed some drama. She needed to mix things up.
Mm-hmm.
Rock has come out of hiding. The real Rock.
Guys, Rachel is in Tucson, which is what a place.
She looks like Rachel now. Like her vibe shift is.
No, she looked a little.
She looks like,
she's
someone that's been in the insane asylum
She's
for
very
a bit.
pale.
But I'm rooting for her.
I am too. The image. It was like I think she was like having a walk in the park or something in Tucson. Tucson's supposed to be really cool, I think, right?
I think so.
So she was having a moment. She looked really. I liked her vibe. She was wearing like a big flannel,
Her vibe felt like
a hat that said.
I've had that vibe before. Sans trucker hat, but like
She had a trucker hat that said, "I'm a good person.
be a good person.
Be a good person." There was something about her that looked, and it didn't look like she'd called the paparazzi.
But that's always how sometimes it looks.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what the behind the scenes.
It looked like
plotting.
a private photo. Like it looked like, I can tell.
I think Rachel wants our sympathy, but she's had it for years now.
I know.
She's had it for literal months. I'm truly in this case scenario, in this literal shit show of a show. Rachel deserves her time on screen and her comeback.
She needs to get to set though.
No, she's late
Because
she's late to her call time.
Tucson is not LA.
No,
So
and it certainly isn't Lake Tahoe where everyone else is. So drop.
There was a part of me where I was like, this looks like Griffith Park. And I was like, is she just saying she's in Tucson? I had a moment I had to put my tinfoil hat on.
She could be.
She needs to get her ass back.
You know what's amazing about Rachel is she could be up to literally anything.
She looked like she'd been through something.
She's seen things.
She looked pale.
Well, she probably just doesn't have a spray tan.
Yeah, that's true. But the other girlies, and I'm including Schwartz and Sandy in that, and James Kennedy are in Lake Tahoe right now supporting Lisa at her new restaurant opening at Harrah's up there.
Oh, I forgot about that. I was like, why are they all on vacay? But thank God Lisa and Nick Elaine are at it once again.
So they're up it's the whole crew, and including Allie and Sandoval's there, and they're all like filming with Sandoval. And lots of Bravo accounts are having in a little tizzy. There's one unnamed Bravo account that I'm not going to name, but they are. I said they have the energy of which they interact with this Bravo universe is that of Jigsaw from Saw. They're very like, want to play a game. Very like,
Sheena, we saw you posing with Sandoval.
yeah, it's very like, you have 5 minutes to get yourself out of this reverse bear trap. You know, they're very like they're all about like punishment and purity and like,
why
you
are
will
they
absolve
like,
yourself. They're fascists.
Why are
they're
they
going
in charge of like holding people accountable for their job? I'm like,
they're going
do you want them to do their job or not?
No, they don't. They want everyone to be like, we will not. So they were like, look at Sheena. They were like,
you fucking keep Sheena's name out of your goddamn mouth.
well, they all
in this
posed
house.
for a photo in front of the casino and with a fan, and Sheena was just standing next to Sandoval, and just like it was like a big group. They're all Lala's there. They're all in the same line as Sandoval, James Kennedy, Allie, like, and they're clearly posing with a fan because they're fucking. This is their job. This is someone that's like, I'm a fan of your work.
Yeah, they have to.
They're
In order to get
coworkers.
paid, they must show up to work.
And so
this is a good thing. It is a good thing to have lots of conflict
and drama.
on reality TV.
Otherwise, it becomes like Heidi and Spencer being like secluded to their weird house in the hills.
Yeah, otherwise you get just seasons 7 through 9 again.
I don't want that.
We've already lived through fucking hell.
Ariana and Katie didn't go, which is like, that's fine. That's good conflict.
Let them have their
Let's
sandwiches.
So this jigsaw account was like, how dare Sheena? Well, it looks like Sheena's made her decision. And there was like, Sheena has decided what side she has drawn a line in the sand, and her line speaks to Sandoval. Look at the body language, her head twisted. And it's like, and I'm gendering them. This person was coming for her. So then Sheena commented,
Thank God.
okay, what am I supposed to do? I'm doing my job. And then there was like, I was doing this we were in support of Lisa. And then Jigsaw went, for Lisa, with like this side eye. And then Sheena was like, literally, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to stay home? And then they posted
Sheena abuse is truly not okay with me.
And
I will not stand for that.
And then Sheena posted a video from her hotel bed with Lala in it, and this morning to be like, I felt like clearing this up. And then Lala goes, yeah, what are we supposed to do? A fan comes up to us and says, can we get a picture? And we go, no. She goes, what are we supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? She goes, because my arm was around a person that like, clearly Sheena is no longer friends with this person. They're fucking coworkers. This is all going to help. If you really want to support Ariana, you're going to just keep the conflict going so she can get more sponsorship deals. Keep the conflict going. Be a friend.
So sick of like
purity.
That I'm sick of, but I'm also like sick of like anonymous Instagram like call out accounts. Truly tattletale culture. Why don't you put your name out there and like your image out there? It's so bizarre to me, and it's antisocial weird behavior, and I don't like it one bit. And don't fuck with Vanderpump Rules.
No, what do you want?
We've been through the fucking trenches.
We are
and
here.
We finally got something good.
Something good.
Just
something
back the fuck off.
It's not something good. It's something seismic.
I know, and
it's
like
a cultural shift.
Let Rachel live her fucking truth, and we need her back.
No, and let Tom Sandoval get called out by. I want to see him get like.
I need
verbally,
to see Sheena and Sandoval interacting. I need that.
Well, I also need to see him get like verbally accosted by James and Lala. Like, what the fuck? I don't you want to see that, people? No. He must. No. He will remain in his home. He must not leave the premises. If Ariana is in within 10-mile radius of him, he remains inside.
Do you understand how tenuous my mental health is when Vanderpump Rules is bad? Like, I truly question everything, and literally, I'm like looking over the corner of bridges 24/7. Like, if you had your way, I'd be dead, because all you want on Vanderpump Rules is like...
This person wants everyone to be like this.
This person wants true lovers of Vanderpump Rules to perish. Like, I'm sorry. What you're doing is abusive to us all. And with love and light, back the fuck off.
And I've interacted with this account.
You have beef.
What?
You have beef with this account.
I do have beef with this account. Somehow they haven't blocked me yet, but they've blocked everyone else that tweets at me. So I'm like, what are they saving me for? They have some plan. They have
machinations for you.
I'm gonna wake up.
They're gonna put you on Jigsaw Blast next.
I am. I'm gonna be like woken up in like a subway like restroom, and like the subterranean restroom
with like your dick in a claw.
And it's gonna be like, you have 5 minutes to unlock your dick.
We will castrate you.
We will castrate you and film it and live stream it for your husband and your loved ones. And literally, it's like, I don't understand what they want from these people. I think it was this account, because I just watched Roni, by the way, and I'm obsessed. I'm pilled.
I'm liking it.
But Aaron, I guess, was like registered as a Republican and like voted for Trump, and it's like, okay, whatever. Like, that sucks, but like, why? And
Get over it.
And they
At
were
this
like,
point, get
this
the
is
fuck over it.
And it was like, this is who you want on your TV. And it was like, literally,
Yes.
I just want
yes,
good.
actually, I do. I
want
would
conflict.
actually really like that.
I want
I would
conflict.
like someone that has that point of view, and I'd like people that have a different point of view, and then I want them to fight about it endlessly
Yes.
and cause a lot of drama.
Can't we
and I
just-
want them to destroy each other's lives for my entertainment. That's exactly what I want.
Apparently, Bryn is riding for Marianne, which I love.
I love that. Someone said that on the Patreon that Erin looks like a snatched version of me.
She is Laura S.
She's Lara
That's a good thing.
coded.
She's very chic.
I'm like Trump 2024.
Trump
I'm gonna
20.
make this short and
Don't you
sweet.
dare.
I'm kidding.
But I like it anyway. But I'm just saying.
I'll join you in that subway bath.
Laura. You have 5 minutes to unlock your tits from this bear trap, or you will have your tits blow up. Live streamed for Tony and your family to watch, and all of your loved ones to see. It's literally, what do they want from these? I'm like, don't you just want people who like have history and conflict to be fighting each other?
They should
Keep it going. I want to see it. Keep it going. I want to see Tom get called out. I don't want him to be siloed.
No,
yes,
he
I think
needs
he's
to
a
be on
piece of
the
shit,
show.
but I want him to be yelled at by these people.
Yeah.
I want to say it.
I want him to be embarrassed.
I don't want him to be like slinking alone. You will walk with your head held down. You will not.
He will quit the show.
You will walk on the
The
opposite
show will
side.
now be just the puppy bowl.
That's what they want, the puppy bowl. But that already exists, doll. Go watch it.
It's every year.
It's good.
Yeah. This is the Westminster Dog Show now. Like they literally just I don't know, but anyway, I just have to get that off my chest because I see it has a lot of power.
They're drunk with these anonymous Bravo fandom accounts are drunk with power. They are drowning in power, ready to truly waterboard.
This one
those
is ready
that
to
disagree.
This
I'm
one time
scared.
said you again to me.
You're on their radar. I'm actually
I don't
nervous
care.
for you.
I don't come for me, Jigsaw. You don't think I can sleuth on you? I found out that woman's name and within 3 minutes I found her name.
Carrie's a gay that does the work.
I do. This one thing gays can do is sleuth because we had to like gays are really good at like finding out if someone's gay by like going through who they follow. Like do you know how many times like in like the past even pre-Instagram I had to like look through and be like, who are they following? Yes, they follow 3 or 4 gays that I know. They must be gay. You know, it's very like trade me.
I just can't imagine being that hyped up.
About a fucking Bravo.
I know, like, I'm sorry. I'm unclear on what these people think they've been watching for the past decade.
This is my life. I will destroy you.
I will destroy you if you do not align with me in every way, shape, and form.
You are. Yes. What you're seeing is real. You have woken up in a subterranean bathroom. Your dick is in a...
They go, your dick is in a fucking claw. You will now watch 7 hours of Jax and James being nice to each other, Sheena petting her daughter and kissing Brock. You will also watch Katie and Ariana make sandwiches. They will make 10,000 sandwiches. They're all delicious. Everyone will taste the sandwiches and say they taste so good. There will be no conflict in this universe, only getting along. You are now watching Vanderpump Rules season 11.
If you blink once,
if your dick better be hard. If it goes soft, we cut it off.
your dick must pump with blood at the sight of seeing Jax and James.
Now you
next
must
to each
come.
other.
You must jerk it to everyone being really kind to each other and respectful on Vanderpump Rules.
If you don't,
if you fail to
we
come,
will explode your
we
dick.
will explode your dick right off.
That is the vibe.
We will throw you in a wood chipper.
We'll wood chip your dick.
Literally, that's what they want to do. So I'm just saying,
We must rage against the machine.
we must rage against anonymous Bravo fan accounts that are drunk with
Show
power.
yourselves.
Show yourselves. Be brave.
Honestly,
we all put ourselves out
we
there.
talk a lot of shit, but our fucking faces, my
are out there.
home is on
Laura's
fucking
been
YouTube.
doxxed.
I mean, like, I literally, like, I think if you're gonna show your face and own it, baby, Rinna style, you can say
Whatever the fuck
pretty
you
much
want.
whatever the
But
fuck
if you're,
you want.
if you're hiding
But I
behind
don't
it-
like a little.
Click, 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 click. Anyway, speaking of brave,
Honestly, this episode, it was serving for me. I'm like,
Carrie.
I would suck Michael Patrick King's dick. I would suck him to completion if it meant I got a voiceover from fucking Carrie Bradshaw. I'd suck off everyone in the writer's room and eat their pussies. All I want is I'd eat their asses one by one if they just would put some fucking voiceover in this show. For the love of God, I beg of you.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that's missing now. Like, it's there.
I have feelings about this episode.
You weren't.
I'm Carrie.
I'm Lara.
And you're listening to
Sexy
Unique Podcast.
They did that.
So episode 6.
Episode 6. I'm fucking and just like that pilled. No, I'm like, this is the best show.
No, I'm pilled for sure. I liked last week's episode more.
Yeah, I think it's like hitting a stride.
But it's getting
hitting
into
a
its
stride
groove.
where I'm like, okay, like
they're
they're doing the thing where they take a theme and have everyone kind of marinate on the same theme. I was like, good, we're getting there.
Yeah, it's good. It was giving. I just thought it was some parts I was like, what?
No, some parts I literally laughed out loud. Okay, so Carrie
Carrie's in her-
FaceTimes with, who was this lady?
So Carrie's doing like a book press for her book that, like, I guess it's out, but who knows?
Really unclear
Loved and
on the
Lost.
rollout
So
of Seashells, the book.
So she's doing like a
Seashells on the Beach, my story.
Yeah, so because they're still in 2021, and like Omicron is yet to make her presence known. She's still doing, or no, I'm imagining this is during Omicron. So they're all like kind of half.
Are they
back
in
inside.
2021 or are they in winter of 2022?
I think it's right before Christmas. Right? I'm assuming.
I guess we fast forwarded 2 months
We don't
again
know.
because it was just Halloween, but now it's snowing.
So Carrie's doing like a
January for all we know.
could have been Feb. Mars. So Carrie's doing a remote Zoom book tour. So she's doing like a press junket.
So it must be Omicron.
Yeah. So she's doing like a sort of interview with this like Gen Z influencer girly who is like, hey girl, like, so Carrie Bradshaw, I Googled you before. I'm like, Googled?
I'm
Have
like,
some respect.
yeah, who is this person? And who thinks that this person would talk like this? She was so, tell me about your book. I'm so effing slammed. I haven't read it.
And Carrie's like, oh, well, you didn't read it at all? And she goes, no, but like judging from your last book, I think it was called like Sex and the City, Sex When the City. And she goes, Sex and the City.
I was like,
And she goes, yeah, I mean, that sounded really like kind of fun and like dating. So is this book similar? And then Carrie's like, it's about my fucking husband dying. And she's
goes,
like,
oh, oof. So what kind of lipstick do you like? And then Carrie's computer falls off the ledge.
and she goes, oh, damn, like sarcastically, or thank God.
Rock's modeling debut.
It's in the papers.
Open up to page
Full
3.
Full spread
page
ad in the New York Times.
Rock's killing it.
They're killing the game.
Everyone is celebrating Rock. Anthony was let out of the basement to come make bread for Charlotte and Harry. I was like, this poor man.
You know who's not having a good time? Old Lily. Lily's back from whatever place she was sent to.
Lily literally went on like
Millie.
tour.
Millie Bobby Brown was on tour. She's done.
27 years old.
She's busking, and because of the inclement weather and Omicron, they were like, you have to pack up your thing. We're not allowing people like to mill about in the subway. 'cause
Her
of
van
Omicron.
broke down and her band is like on hiatus. They were like, you're toxic, bitch. And so she's
Go sort your shit
crawled
out.
her way back home, begging Charlotte and Harry to live with them again. And they're like, okay, like you're 29. So by the time you turn 30, we would love it if you move out and
They're
get your
Natalia
own
Gracing
place. No, they literally are like, you need to think about just starting your life for once.
So they're all like, isn't everyone so excited for Rock? Rock is amazing. Their ad is so great. Lily, aren't you so excited for your sibling? And then Lily's like, I'm planning to get fucked today.
Lily goes, did you make my reservation at Nobu? Because if not, I'm not going to get to fuck later. And I was like, damn.
And everyone's like, whoa. And Charlotte's like, oh, honey, what do you mean? And she's like, well, my boyfriend and I, who I didn't know she had a boyfriend, we're planning to lose our virginity to each other today.
I'm like, bitch, you have a phone. Go sell a dress and pay it and go sell another
posh.
Chanel dress and go Poshmark something and get it to Nobu. What's the big holdup?
Okay,
You're 29? I thought you'd never fuck.
I'm going to say something.
Lily has a bad attitude.
Well, I'm just going to say something.
What?
I'm all about like educate your kids on sex and like be open-minded about having like frank conversations, but I do call me like conservative, but like it's just a little weird to be like, I'm gonna get fucked today. Now I sound like I'm like an anti-groomer.
You're very like, this is reminiscent of last September where you get a little pearl clutching around sex. Listen, I don't think that it's like,
no, I don't. I'm just like, maybe it's just me. I would have never been like to my parents. The last thing I ever would have wanted to do would be, well, I guess that's just.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if they would have really appreciated that until
maybe it's different
when you were in high school.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to go fuck a man.
Yeah.
I think that would have sent them off the
maybe I'm seeing
cliff.
it from my.
I think it's just reflective. To me, it also is strange, but I never would have told my parents that because also it was just like, we didn't. I was raised Southern Baptist and like at one point got like a promise ring and then also didn't talk to like my dad about sex ever. So
your parents went, we didn't start the fire.
And so
yeah, I guess it's just the way it is now.
I think it's better to have an open dialogue with your kids about like,
especially
look,
if you're
would I be going
your...
out to like go get my kid a condom? TBD. But like,
you'd rather
you
have them wear
can't
a condom.
stop. I'd rather know that my kid is like fucking and sucking than like being like, what are they doing? Like, I'd rather be involved.
I guess my whole thing is like, I guess where I'm pearl clutching is the getting the condom part. I think have the conversation and be like, this is what I'm doing. I'm taking precaution just so you know. As a parent, I'd be like, okay, like you said, now I know.
Okay.
Now I know. As long as you're being safe, like I know that kids are gonna have sex.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. Where I would draw the line is let me run out to the bodega and grab you a pack of Magnums.
I'm unclear on why Lily couldn't just go get a fucking pack of condoms. If you're old enough to fuck, you're old enough to go buy the condoms yourself.
That's where I would be like, as long like. Be safe, take precaution. I will give you advice if you need like what to actually get, but I'm not physically going to like buy. That's where I was getting a little.
But then what if your kid just says like, fine, we'll just have unprotected sex then? I mean, that whole thing to me, I was like, Lily is incredibly manipulative and a toxic child. And I was like, do parents go through something? Like if I'm just putting myself in a position if my kid was sassing me like that and being in condom entitled to me in a blizzard, in a John Blizzard, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you right now?
I'd be like, I'm gonna get Rod but don't worry, my boyfriend's gonna pull out. It's a lot.
That's manipulative to say to your mom and then make your poor mother go buy you a big old pack of rubbers.
Well, we know why Miranda was letting Brady fuck because she was like, we need.
They're literally like whatever it takes so that he doesn't
detonate the vest.
Yeah, he's literally inches away from buying a gun at any time and like walking into the nearest crowded space and pulling the trigger. So Brady gets what Brady wants. But
Lily gets what Lily wants.
Lily gets whatever Lily wants. Like when you have a kid, or sometimes you just like, fuck you, I hate you.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Aaron.
If my kid was acting like that, I'd be like,
you're grounded.
Don't even come home.
Go get a job.
Go get knocked up and have fun getting a job. But then that's how you like ruin the relationship. You literally just have to let your kid.
It's a hard situation. I'm not a parent. I never will be. But I can't see myself if I was ever going as far as grabbing protection so my child can fuck.
You just have to let your kids be like fucking assholes and then put up with it and not be like reactive to it, which would be difficult.
Or you just have to let your kids like feel the kind of the rush and humiliation of buying condoms at a bodega or pharmacy when they're younger. See what that's like.
Are you allowed to buy condoms if you're under 18? Yes, right?
I think so. Like that
Wouldn't know, never used them.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I didn't.
And that's why it's a good thing that Charlotte went to go get them.
It's true. Carrie and Seema go to the Apple store, I think in meatpacking.
They decide to put on some looks and storm the Apple store, and I was into Carrie's like Air Force Ranger jumpsuit.
And Seema's like kind of trolling Carrie for being so tech illiterate, and Carrie goes, "I'm old fashioned. I still got a travel agent." I was like,
girl,
you've employed the last travel agent in the whole world.
I'm like, they're scamming you.
Yeah.
They're on kayak right now every time you call them.
So Seema is like, I don't know if they're preparing us for like later in the season, which I hope so. But
you better get a full blown like Nancy Myers-esque Hamptons getaway with Seema and Carrie. I was really into their relationship. I was like, these two on fire. I love Seema. I wish she was in every scene.
Oh, I love Seema so much. I'm so happy. So Seema's like, will you go in on a Hamptons house with me for the summer?
And Carrie's like, I thought you never asked.
So they have like, they're literally soulmates.
I love them.
I do too. They're going to get
This show
like,
is about female friendship.
It is.
It's about all the men dying.
Hey.
And you enslave one gay who does your bidding, and then you make lifelong friends with the females that are still living. And you you go in on a Hamptons house together.
You split like a
you find your
multi-million-dollar
richest female friend, pair up with her, and then you go rent a house in the Hamptons.
Seema's like, Carrie, I know you have like as much money as me or more. Like, let's go in on this together.
Let's
because
fucking ball, babe.
literally.
Yeah.
And so they're going to go like troll for dick in the Hamptons, and I'm obsessed with it.
This sounds great.
That should just be the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
So Miranda is back with Jay, and they're back. Miranda's like, oh, we come in the beginning. By the way, we come up on Miranda at Naya's house in a single bed, looking disheveled. You hear like the roar of the L train, like the sound of police sirens, church bells, everything. And she goes outside.
Miranda's in a padded cell.
Yeah,
where she
Miranda's.
belongs.
But Naya's apartment's also like phenomenal.
That's just, I guess, was her ex's recording room. But I'm like, you can take the styrofoam off the walls.
So
Chablis is teetering.
mm-hmm.
I kind of hope Chablis falls back into alcoholism. That'd be exciting.
Chablis needs something.
Chablis she needs a drink. Let's be honest.
Naya and her husband are going to make it official. Their divorce.
Naya's just doing her own divorce paperwork.
Obsessed.
Queen shit.
So Miranda's back having a sleepover with Che, and they've been holed up for weeks.
No, months.
Since the kind of cancellation of her. Sorry.
You mean to tell me also that Che Diaz has been laying around eating pirate's booty for 60 plus days?
Yeah.
I'm like, Miranda, jump ship. Chablis, a life of booze is better than this.
Che's a flop.
Che sucks ass.
They're a scrub right now. So Che's really depressed.
How does Che afford this apartment still?
Residuals. Che is scabbing.
Che, so Miranda's like, I want to cuddle because we fucked and I want to hug you. And Che's like, get your fucking hands off me, you dirty pig. And then
Miranda's like, fine, I guess I'll go to bed because I'm exhausted always. And then all of a sudden you hear Che opens their phone and you hear, hey, it's Che Diaz.
Wait, also these cameos though. So Che's on Cameo, but I assume that Che probably charges more on Cameo than like you or I charge on Cameo.
I mean, I'm off Cameo.
I have been off, but I'm always like, I'm gonna reactivate it, but because like why not? But I was like, Che probably is charging upwards of like $50 for a
50?
cameo.
100.
And this is the cameo that Che does. Hey, it's Che Diaz. Hope you have the happiest birthday. And that's it. I'm sorry, but I've given like an 8-minute cameo.
Oh, I've given monologues. I've worn like outfits. The person asked me to like basically be
show
hole, aka be a jester and like do some like gay comedy. And I'm like, I'll be your gay jester. If you're gonna pay me $25, sure. But Miranda's trying to sleep, and this person, their partner is trying to sleep because their partner has a full ass schedule. and is in grad school raising a child in Brooklyn. And they proceed to keep the light on and just record
loud
30 cameos that they've had sitting because they've been in a depressive state and haven't done anything except eat pirate's booty and play video games and like smoke weed and God knows
I'm like,
what
you're
else.
a drug addict.
Yeah.
Stop smoking weed.
So
Che smokes too much weed, and I'm like, people want to say like weed addiction isn't real, but it is, and
it's
Che
real,
has
sorry.
it.
So they turn around and they go, What do you want me to do? This is my job. I got to record these cameos. And Miranda's like, can't you do it in another room or like wait till I'm not here trying to sleep? And Che's like, this is my fucking life now. I got to do this shit. And then Miranda's like, well, that's inconsiderate. And then Che goes, shut up, bitch. And then she turns, they turn around and they record one and they go, hey, this is Che Diaz. Congrats on graduating from the California Institute for Technology. And then all of a sudden Miranda goes,
No, you're going to kill it.
Miranda goes, hell no. And she gets up and she goes, I'm out of here. This
Finally.
is insane. And also the backdrop is so fake of the Hudson River. I'm like, this is like a silo.
It's really something else.
And Miranda's like, I'm getting out of here. You can do your little cameos and please try to leave the house this week. I'll see you later. So I was like, thank God.
Yeah, when Miranda was like, they get the fun, great, amazing, charming, hilarious Che Diaz, and I get old schlubba-dub-dub Che. And I was like, yes, bitch, like stick up for thyself.
But also
open your eyes.
They get the Che I love, and it's, hey, it's Che Diaz.
Hey, it's Che Diaz. Happy birthday. I know it's going to be a good one.
Click. $50.
Yeah, you're like, that was less than 10 seconds.
Also, I'm just loving the idea of like some bro being like, oh, gotta get John. You know what John would love? He's graduating Cal Poly. You know what he would love more than anything? A cameo from Che Diaz.
I don't think the type of people who are fans of Che Diaz are also the type of people that would get cameos from people.
No, it's all, I don't know.
Go there. When Carrie goes and meets with her editor, who's setting her up with a reading at WidowCon, which is like a conference for women who have lost a loved one. And they have the organizer come in. And when I saw it was Rachel Dratch, I literally lolled.
I love Rachel Dratch.
Her.
We needed her. She was in the original, right?
No.
Oh, no. That was Amy Sedaris and Molly Shannon.
I know. I missed them.
But Rachel Dratch was like, hey, Carrie. She's so funny. And she was like, you remember when we were sort of writing partners for that hot second when Carrie was like toying with the idea of
writing partners in the 90s?
Well, that's why Carrie came out to LA, right? She was like toying with the idea of like.
No, that was in the early 2000s. The show didn't come out till like 1998.
I guess Carrie at one point
Carrie lived her life, and she was a girl about town who went to Limelight all the time. Then AIDS hit, and then Carrie said, I'm going to put my screenwriting hat on. Met up with Rachel Dratch. They tried some things.
They wrote
didn't
27
work out.
dresses.
Then Carrie got her column where the New York Star said, we're going to pay you $8 million a year to write a once a week column. And Carrie said, I will take that job. And then they put her hot bod on the side of a bus, and the rest is history.
But this woman, Rachel Dratch, whose name is Karen, but now goes by Carrie.
With a K.
She was sort of left in the dust. So she has like somewhat of a passive aggressive like resentment with Carrie because she's like,
you ghosted me, sis.
Yeah, they were like, they said they wrote something that was like basically this movie 27 Dresses.
And Carrie did not show up for the final pitch meeting. Classic. I love Carrie going, well, I drank a lot back then. Which honestly, if you read Candace Bushnell's Sex and the City, Carrie does drink a lot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
She an alk?
Isn't everyone?
Yeah, that's true. So they're like, see you at WidowCon.
Don't be late. Be there. Be square. Don't fuck me on this.
So then Carrie's like, I need like a real secret weapon to like help me with my discussion or my talk, my reading, my hype person at WidowCon. So she calls her old boss who sexually harassed her.
Who literally like fucked her friend while she was passed out after surgery, left her in a lurch with a podcast when they got cast in a pilot, and has never been like good to her but all of a sudden is the person that they would call to go to WidowCon.
Carrie's like, Che, you gotta help me. You gotta use that genius comedy of yours.
I need you so bad.
And Che, they're like, I don't do WidowCons. And they're like, and SJP is like, please, Che, just come. Help me write some material, some jokes. And Che's like, all right, I can do a tight 10 on WidowCon.
I just wrote in parentheses, why?
I know.
Like, honestly, this truly just read like, oh, we have to work Che into the mix somehow. So Carrie's going to invite her to go to her with this thing.
Che's like, fine for you. Because
for you, the world, because I don't want you to sue me.
I don't want to get canceled by you.
Then, Che also is like, yeah, Mom told me to get out of the house today. She says about Miranda. They say about Miranda. Oh my God. Sir. Let me make sure that didn't cut my phone off.
Yeah, Che's like, the old hag I shack up with.
That
telling me
fucking bitch that I'm dating.
That old bitch. And Carrie's like, who? And she's like, they're like,
Miranda, you know her.
And then Carrie's like, Carrie's like, yeah, she sucks.
She is a bitch.
So Carrie and Charlotte join old Chablis out in Brooklyn with Naya, who's for a little girly dinner, and they bring a bottle of wine for themselves and a fake
grape juice for old Chablis. That's worse. That's worse than just like
rules.
They should have just tricked Chablis. They should have been like, this is non-alcoholic, you'll love it, and then dosed her ass.
So we had this like gorgeous candlelit dinner with just like, it's like very practical magic vibes. And they're just sort of like talking about romance and life and widows.
They're really talking about it all.
Widows.
They're bringing it all up.
Carrie's is in the movie Widows.
She is. And also, she's like, they're like, Miranda, why haven't you spoken a word to Steve since you literally started boning Che and like moved out? And Miranda's like, I can't talk to him because I'm the bad guy and he has to be the one. And they're like, no, it doesn't work that way, you fucking cunt. Go talk to him. Like, literally, you just are disappeared. You're psychotic.
Carrie takes her fork and looks at Miranda and she goes, Che was right about you, you old bitch.
You are a motherly, miserly bitch. And they all go, kill that bitch. Kill that bitch. And they run her out.
Oh!
And they pour wine down her gullet. And then Chablis rises once again.
And then finally they're friends again. You know, you've really sucked ass since you've gotten sober. I liked you more when you were off the wagon.
Yeah, they all go in. Naya goes, yeah, you were way more fun when your backpack was clanging around.
When I heard the clank of Tito's bottles in your old JanSport, she goes, you were more fun then.
I knew you were a good time, Hobbes, and now look at you.
Hobbes, you used to be so fun.
Shut up, Hobbes.
Shut up, Hobbes. Why don't you just take a drink? Why don't you...
For the love of God, have a fucking drink.
Have a fucking...
Shut the fuck up and have a drink.
Take a swig of that Tito's.
Charlotte goes, yeah, you're a real pisser. Go have a fucking drink.
So Charlotte inexplicably has a Cockney accent. You're a real pisser and not the good kind.
She goes, all right, Hobbs are just taking the piss.
Just take a piss. Why'd you go get pissed and not the way that you've been?
Have a gin and tonic.
Have an old gin and tonic. Maybe some vermouth.
Wait, when I was in Soho, when we were in New York,
I thought you meant old Soho
in London town. I'm like, speaking of gin and tonics, when I was in New York, I was in Soho walking around and I stopped in a Starbucks to piss. And lo and behold, realized it was the Starbucks where Chablis and her backpack clanked. And Charlotte was like, and I just stared at that corner. I was like, this place is historic.
What if you went out and then you relapse?
I'm like, you know what I need right now?
I need
fucking drink.
I need a Tito's. Yeah, shut up, Hobbs. Why don't you just take a drink?
Shut up, you old wharf rat. Go
Shut
up, you old wench.
Why don't you go get a fucking fifth of vodka?
You know, you were more interesting when you drank yourself into a pool of piss every night. Why don't you go to the bar, shack up at the table,
Why don't you
make
go
friends
they
with the
should
bartender,
be like,
confide
hey,
in them in an awkward manner.
we're gonna go out after this dinner. We're all gonna go out to Scout. Want to come? They go, it'd be a lot cooler if you did.
You'd be a lot more fun if you just had a fucking pint
You
of vodka.
cut loose. and
Cut
just
loose a little.
Fucking do a shot.
Go do a shot. Do a shot, why don't you?
Yeah, so they're all like, you're a fucking moron.
And then Carrie's randomly like talks about Aiden. She's like, ooh, well, he's still. They bring up like.
But
past
how did they
loves.
even
I don't
segue to
know.
Aiden?
I blacked out. And then
They're
when
like,
I
have
came-
a fucking drink, you dumb bitch. And Carrie goes, speaking of Aiden. That reminds me of Aiden.
Miranda's like, ah! And then all of a sudden you hear, speaking of Aiden, guys, I thought about reaching out to Aiden for no reason at all.
That reminds me of my old love, Aiden Shaw.
And then
And they go, who pray tell is Aiden Shaw,
Maya goes,
silly girl?
Tell me about Aiden Shaw. And then Carrie goes, well, he sold his company to West Elm for a pretty penny.
I was like, good on him. She goes, he lives in Virginia. I was like, woo. And then she goes, she told us it was Elm. And I go,
Wait, what?
she goes, he lives in Virginia now.
Oh.
And I went,
Where does he live in Virginia?
and she goes, he sold his company to West Elm. And I went,
But he lives in Virginia.
mm,
But what part of Virginia?
Washington, D.C. So he's divorced. She also forgot to put that she fucking cheated on her husband with him.
She also forgot to say they were.
Because we made out the last time we saw. She haven't seen him in years. I was waiting for her to be like, the last time was in a marketplace in Abu Dhabi.
Marrakesh.
And I ran to him and I kissed him.
I
And
was
then
on the Arabian Sea, and
I decided to torture my my weak-hearted husband by kissing Aiden outside of a gorgeous Abu Dhabi hotel.
She also neglected to say that Aiden and her were engaged.
No, they said
Oh,
her
oh.
ex-fiance.
So then Carrie goes, all right, well, you know what I'm going to do when I go home? I'm going to write a needless email in drafts and think about what I'm going to say to try to get Aiden into my life because I can't fathom venturing outside of my own tortured history.
I honestly get that.
Yeah,
After
I
a
do.
certain point, you're like, okay, it's time to recycle.
So she drafts an email that says, in the subject, it says, hey, stranger, ... And then it opens with, hey, stranger. And it goes, in case you didn't realize, it's me, Carrie. Your ex? Like,
Was thinking about
wait,
you.
I have the picture of the email.
And I wanted to know how you're doing. She goes, if this isn't Aiden, whoever's reading this, carry on.
Hi, stranger. Hey, stranger, ... Remember me? If this is still your email, it's me, Carrie. Was just thinking about you the other day, and I wondered how you were doing. So, how you doing? Hope to hear from you. If this is not you, whoever is reading this, carry on.
I like that email, actually.
Hey, stranger.
I like that they're both like insanely rich now. Carrie's like, I have 500 mil. You have maybe 400 mil.
Aiden has $1 billion.
Aiden, I was like, West Elm.
He's like runs like a compound in Virginia. Aiden's?
I'm curious. I'm Aiden curious. I want him to be like not so slender man though. Like I like a chunky Aiden.
Aiden was so hot.
He was so hot.
He was
so big.
big and like teddy bear.
And she was so tiny.
But not anymore. Now he's
old. He's like
he's paleo.
he's Momo. Remember Momo?
Yeah,
I thought about her today.
Wait, did you see the trailer / all the promotion for My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3?
I haven't seen it.
It looks, I mean, I'll see it. I love those movies,
Mhm.
but everyone looks so photoshopped and airbrushed that it's like
They probably are.
in the trailer it looks AI. And
It might be.
Mr. Corbett's in it.
Good on him. Keep on working, old Johnny boy. But I also just think about putting on an extra 30 pounds.
So Carrie's like, I'll think about this tomorrow. She goes to bed, and when she wakes up, it's
Still there.
but she gets a phone call from hello. Hey, it's Che Diaz.
Oh, well, isn't the next day
Oh, Seema.
her and Seema comes over? And
you know what? I took notes, but I disassociated a little.
It's fine. I got some notes. Seema swans in and says, bitch, sit the fuck down. We're renting a house in the Hamptons.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit
credit card
together.
info
Let me
out.
see your fucking computer. And then opens it up, and Carrie's like, ooh, not so fast. Don't send that email. And she's like, okay, whatever. Anyways, what do you... And Carrie's like, I thought about this house. I'm like, Carrie, stop acting like you're middle class. Seema won't even let that happen. Seema says, anyways, this is what I was thinking.
Carrie fetishizes like being like
She's uncomfortable with her wealth.
she has imposter syndrome with wealth, which I'm like, that's kind of real.
I get that. And I also was thinking today, I was like, remember when Carrie was about to get kicked out of her apartment because Aiden was going to like sell it?
Mhm.
And then she had to go trotting into Big's office and asked him for a loan.
Mhm.
And then he gave it to her, but then she like nailed him down after that. Maybe her plan all along was like, I'm going to get that money.
Yeah. And is that the one where she asked, where everyone except Charlotte offered?
Yeah, and she was like, why didn't you offer? Like, you literally live in this. And then Charlotte was like, you're fucking crazy for doing this. And
She
then
was like,
Carrie
money
bitched
people,
her
She
out.
goes, people don't talk about money.
Yeah.
Money's a difficult thing to talk about.
But then Charlotte said, like, I'll sell my wedding ring and I'll give it to you. And then Carrie said, don't worry, girlie. I went to Wall Street and sucked Big off. And
so then
Seema makes shit happen, though. She was like, I'm renting this fucking 19-bedroom mansion and we're posting the fuck up. And Carrie goes, okay.
Carrie goes, how about this little place? And it's like,
It
I'm
was like,
Carrie,
Carrie, my God.
this is like,
That's a house that's made of wood.
she's like, she posted the Jersey Shore house.
Carrie goes to her computer and she writes an email to Aiden and it's like, I need you to know that Ron made out with 2 girls.
Sam.
No, Seema is literally like,
She's like,
bitch, I'm not fucking around. I know your portfolio because I sold your apartment.
Yeah, I
for
know
you.
how much
I know
you're worth.
exactly how much you're worth.
Go in
We
the other room
I
right now.
literally have your bank account info, and if you don't sign up to go in on this house, I'll just siphon the money off from your account. You'll literally never notice.
She goes, give me your Amex right now and go in the other room and shut the fuck up. And then she goes, click, click, click. Here we go. And it's literally the house from Something's Gotta Go.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes,
Obsessed.
and then you hear, dun, 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 dun.
And then the voiceover. Maybe
just
the
like that-
Hamptons will make the voiceover.
And
They
just
need
like
to
that-
do a voiceover, and then at the end of the voiceover episode, go and just like that, the voiceover was back.
And just like that, I was uncomfortable with my wealth. I had imposter syndrome with my generational wealth. And then
My blood money, my BlackRock. We don't know who Big worked for, but it's likely he worked for BlackRock.
weapons.
Big is like solely responsible for climate change
Well, speaking of climate
and
change,
cancer.
the next day they all wake up and there's when I tell you a blizzard, it's day after tomorrow in New York City.
It was day after tomorrow.
And Che calls
Jake Gyllenhaal's trudging by.
Sarah. I keep calling her Sarah. Carrie, and goes,
Che calls SJ.
Che's like, hey, Carrie, I don't know if WidowCon's going to happen. Would you look outside right now? And then Carrie goes, it's still going to happen. If there's one thing widows do is they go to a convention during a blizzard. And then Che's like, do I have to go? And
Carrie's like, yeah,
I paid
really
you.
need you.
I gave you a loan.
Imagine unleashing Che Diaz on a bunch of grieving widows. They don't deserve that.
And then so everyone starts like, then we cut to LTW, who's, to be honest, has been like, her story's getting a little like, what's going on?
I don't
What's going on?
know what her documentary is actually about.
Naya.
It's about Naya and 2 other women, but I'm like, I would have loved maybe a teaser, like a fake teaser, or just like, I don't even know what the name of it is. Did they say the name of it?
Well, first, Charlotte's making hot cocoa in her onesie that I have. My family we all have matching onesies.
That's cute.
And she goes, Lily comes in. She goes, would you like me to make you some hot cocoa? And Lily's like, nah, I'm leaving. She's like, I have to go get plowed. I'm losing my virginity today because it's a snow day. It's a perfect day to get to suck and fuck each other. And then Charlotte goes, oh, well, grab a condom. And she's like, I don't have, nothing's open. So I'm going to go like pull out method.
Yeah, she's like, I'm off to go fuck, mom. See you later. I was like, since when do teenagers, they just get to come and go as they please?
During a extinction level event blizzard.
They're like, the Statue of Liberty was just knocked over in a tsunami, and the entire city is freezing over into a frozen lake. You can't go fuck right now.
Thousands are being reported missing right now. And then she's like, no, I have to go lose my virginity today, or it's at the end. If she Lily goes, if the world's gonna end, I need to get deep dicked.
I feel that. So then LTW is like getting ready because she's being honored at MoMA, and old Herbert he has some political thing that he has to go to, and he's like, I'll take you to yours, and she's like, I don't need you to take me in a car, I've got this shit. And then she like chicly trudges in the snow,
and you see her and she's trudging, and there's like this 30-second montage of her just like, first of all, there's no one else out. They definitely did it on a green screen, which like love and light.
This AI snow was sending me,
but we're to imagine they're the only, no one in New York is there. They've all either evacuated or they're dead.
It's the leftovers.
And it's just it's just these characters just trudging through the snow. So you see LTW, and she looks so chic, and she has like bags and billowing capes.
She literally she took her wig off and put it in a gorgeous like laminate box, and then grabbed her beautiful bag, and then put on a hat to the gods and a balaclava, and she took to the snowy streets in a pair of high-heeled boots. I was loving this though.
This is like a moment.
Carrie's coat that she wore, Carrie wore a full-on like gown into the snow.
It was giving me New Year's Eve vibes.
It was epic.
So then Carrie heads to WidowCon, and they get there, and Che's like, hey, like, gonna do some warm-ups.
Che's like showed up in sweatpants.
Che looks like shit. So then
Carrie,
they go,
you look like the guy by my Christmas trees from. I was like, drag her.
So this old broad is
killing it, honestly.
Slaying the game, doing amazing death comedy, like macabre gallows humor. And Che's so bitter because this woman is funnier than Che will ever be. And Che goes,
Che's like, really understands that their career is over at that point.
Che goes, God damn it, she's the Don Rickles of the widow community. And I was like, that's funny. That's the only time you ever made me laugh.
There's one widow in the front row that became my person.
Your widow?
My widow. And she goes, when Don Rickles like says a joke, she goes, oh. She like looks at everyone at the table. I was like, she's the one. And then like when Carrie started, she was like,
So then Carrie's like, God, how do I follow this up? Like, she's slaying, she's talking about death in an irreverent, like, but relatable, universal way. Like, I'm just gonna be reading my sad shell book to this crew of widows who are like, they've paid to be here during a apocalypse snowstorm, and they're gonna hear me like talk about love and loss and what I wore.
I'm gonna read seashells. So then Lily calls Shar, and she's like, my fuck stick didn't bring condoms, so now like what are we gonna do?
I was thinking, what if Lily's dating like a dad?
Why didn't we see who she's dating? I'm like, where are you?
Maybe it's no one, and she's just like
fucking with her parents.
Yeah.
She's like, there's no condoms. And Charlotte's like, okay, well, can he go get some? And she's like, they're worried that the store will tell his parents. And then she's like, Mom, you have to get them. You stupid bitch. Go now, or else I'll never forgive you.
I'll run
for
away.
Adopting me.
Yeah.
I'll make you hate your life forever if you don't go get me these condoms.
So then Charlotte's like, oh, and she runs down to the nearest bodega and grabs, a carton of condoms.
And she goes and like delivers them to Lily.
She's like, thanks,
She's
bitch.
like, thanks.
Get out of
It's
here.
the least you could do. Now shake a leg.
Shake a leg. Go back into that storm out there. Hope you make it. Carrie's like, LTW gets to the place finally.
And she unveils.
she goes in the restroom and she like zhuzhes up, and there's this like very chic older black woman in the bathroom with her, and she takes her hat off and then like gets her wig out and then like puts it on and kind of just like gets ready to go be honored. And the woman turns to her and they just kind of have this like, wow, we're both killing it.
I love. She goes, "We're not gonna let a little snow stop us, are we?"
The woman
And
goes, no,
absolutely not.
not at all. Go out there. So then LTW goes out. She's getting honored, and as she's talking, Herb walks in, which was cute. Comes from his comptroller campaign meeting.
I'm really unclear. I like that they did like half the work. Like they're like, okay, like they're like, can't really tell you what their documentary is. Can't really tell you what he's up to. But I do love their outfits and their vibe is fine. So like we don't need to fill in.
No,
those.
I don't.
They're like, so there's some just blank spots. Like we don't. And they're like, nah.
I think LTW is just wish fulfillment.
She's
like,
very Westworld robot, but she does feel more lively this season.
but I think her job is just like escapism and like, look at this like incredible, gorgeous woman like being honored at MoMA during a blizzard and like still looking like she stepped off.
She's
the
killing it in
runway.
every way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And has like a husband who loves her and is like rich. Just
Yeah, she's slaying.
she's slaying.
So then Carrie reads her sad tale, and I actually was like feeling emotional. Why was I feeling emotional?
Laura went like this.
I did. I was like,
Carrie starts out with kind of a dud of a joke.
She bombs, and I was taken immediately back to the learning annex.
Oh yeah.
I love it when Carrie bombs.
Yeah. What do you have to offer us? Che goes like this. She goes,
She was, I'm fucking out of here. I'm surprised that Che didn't light up a fucking bowl right there in the middle of WidowCon. Ms. Pothead, McSpothead. Che's so goddamn disrespectful. Showing up in fucking sweats.
yeah, these women have all turned the fuck out.
You're here, bringing the vibes down.
So, back at Casa de Che, let's take that out. Back in Hudson Yards, the blizzard has died down.
But you know what?
What?
My girl in the front row of WidowCon loved Carrie's story. She goes,
They all did. They all ended up.
but you need to rewatch it
I
and
will.
specifically keep eyes on this woman that's like kind of middle right. She showed up to do the extra work that needed to be done. Much like the guy who fist bumped the wall and was like, hell yeah. She is like, She gave Carrie the stamp of approval. Che needed this wake up moment at Carrie's death con.
So they head back to the apartment, and Miranda comes in, and Miranda's like, "Baby, I'm so
No,
glad
first, honey,
sorry.
get out of here. Come on. Brady is gone from Miranda's apartment.
80 for Brady." Brady's gone to like make a bomb.
Miranda's like in her house in Brooklyn, and Steve walks in. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And then Miranda's like, "I have to do my laundry, but I'm just like finishing up." And then she's like, "Where's Brady?" He goes, "Well, I gave him some shifts at fucking Scout." And she's like, "Oh, he's working at the bar now?" And Steve's like, "Yeah, how the fuck do you think we're gonna stop him from like blowing up people's mailboxes?"
She's like, "If you were here, you would know." She goes, "Miranda, if you were here, you would know. Brady needs some structure in his life."
And she's like, "Don't I know it? Found fucking arsenic in his bedroom the other day."
Found a homemade napalm bomb in his room.
And he's like, "You ruined everything. You fucked up this family."
And she's like, "When are you gonna move out and get a sad little dungeon apartment like I know you like?" And he goes, I don't want to move out of this house. Like, I love it here. Like, I built this fucking house. Like, I built this kitchen. I built this room. I built the fireplace. Like, this is my fucking house. Like, also, I'm homeless if I leave here. I have nothing. This is the only thing I have going for me is this house and a bar I work at. And I have to have the bar so our son doesn't go mutilate people and destroy the entire world.
My son doesn't release a pathogen.
my son, you think COVID was bad? You have no idea what our son is
12
capable of.
monkeys.
And Miranda goes, oh, really? Well, tell that to the fucking mortgage because my name's on it, you stupid little cuck. So get the fuck out of my house. And then Steve goes in. He goes, I was also like, Miranda, you're abusive for that.
It's because Miranda's spending too much time with Che.
I know. I was like, shit
rubbing-
rolls downhill.
Che's behavior is rubbing off on her.
So Miranda verbally abused Steve, and then Steve's like, you destroyed our family. You never wanted to move to Brooklyn. You never wanted to be with me, and you never even wanted Brady. And I was like, it's true.
He's not wrong. And then Miranda, that sets her off because she remembers.
And then she goes, and then he goes, no, now come here. And then he turns the tables and he does a little abuse to her. And he goes, just lay down with me. And then they lay down in their full bed. I was like, this is why you're getting divorced, because you don't have a king size.
Yeah, the bed situation.
I was
Hobbes,
like, again, these ladies in their full beds, my God. At least upgrade to a queen.
Come lay down with me.
He was, let's just cuddle, okay? I'm sorry. This ain't who we are. And then they lay down. And then she finds a condom. And then she decides to fire up the old sharp tongue of hers again. And she goes in on him for like fucking someone.
she goes, well, I have been in Hudson Yards trying to start a family and forge a life with my life partner, Che Diaz. You've been in Brooklyn fucking young girls on the side.
Fucking the Whole Foods girl. She goes, you'd only buy organic if you were trying to impress someone. He's like, oh, I know, I'm so stupid.
He goes, no.
And she goes, this is what you're doing? Just plowing people left and right this whole time. I thought I was a bad guy. And you're having sex in our bed. I was like, you literally fucked Che Diaz in your best friend's kitchen.
During
you hypocrite.
an afternoon.
Yeah.
A weekday afternoon.
You're psychotic.
Yeah.
I'm not the bad guy. And he goes, I'm not a victim. And she was like, great. And then
I thought they were gonna
haven't
fuck.
solved anything.
I thought they were gonna fuck. Which I was like, please. So then Miranda,
I don't think that Steve should have to leave the house.
I don't think that they're clearly like not right for each other.
Well, yeah, I'll say. But like, that's fucked up. I hope Steve sues her for all she's fucking worth.
But what is she worth? How does she have money? She
I
hasn't
don't
worked
know.
a goddamn day since 2013.
Maybe she's just house rich.
Maybe.
That's why
owns-
she needs him to sell.
So Miranda is like, I'm going back to Hudson Yards where I'm appreciated. So
And
they-
I wrote, old Chablis is about to get dumped.
So then she gets back to Che's and Che's like, hey baby, this isn't working for me.
She's like,
you
I'm
gotta
gonna cut you loose.
I have to focus on my career. We're not happy.
It's not gonna get better.
And Miranda's like, yeah, you're right, it's not. Which I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
So then they have one last spoon sesh.
Then they cuddle, but Che does have a king size.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's why Miranda's just been having king size goggles on. When you live a full bed life and then you come across an insufferable person like Che, but they happen to have a king size,
You give
all
it, you'll
bets
do
are
anything.
off. Yeah, you do anything. You find yourself in a years long relationship, blowing up your marriage and like destroying your child's life because Che had a king size.
Sleep is so important.
It's so important.
And Che's like, all right, you gotta go now.
I wrote back to the bottle.
Back to the bottle.
Back to the bottle for
I
her,
was
doll.
like, please, I hope this is the last we see of Che.
Chablis needs to get her shit together.
She needs to go back to work.
Yeah.
Be a lawyer again.
Do like a fun day job as a lawyer. Be like an ambulance chaser or something.
I thought you were gonna say be an ambulance driver.
That would actually give Chablis some purpose. Or just go back, just booze it up, live it up, and just drink yourself to death. One of those three. Drink yourself to death.
Become like a bridge drunk, like an
Become
like
a true wharf drunk.
a traveling like drunk that like hops on like
Miranda
train cars.
Become like a wook and go on. She should go on Dead tour. She should become like a lot lizard and just fucking sell nitrous on the lot.
She would be
really
thrive.
good in like a pair of like patchwork parachute pants.
She gets just get really into Burning Man and like just go like live that life.
Become a burner.
Yeah, and like spend your whole year like tweeting about Burning Man.
Yeah, and like doing mescaline.
And like talking about the next burn.
That's also an option. There's so much available to her.
Maybe she should leave New York.
I think she should definitely look into selling nitrous, though. That would be like... She should be like, enter like the nitrous mafia, work her way up.
Does Brady have friends?
No. He's working at like an old... he's working at a dive bar.
I was going to say, then if she had friends, Miranda would have an instant client base. Customer base. Brady's high school friend.
She should start dealing fucking trank. She should deal trank to Brady and his friends. She should become like the trank queen of New York.
She goes into Carrie's apartment. Carrie has like a whole stash of Oxy from her surgery, and Miranda
starts cutting it up, and she starts like putting like a tiny bit of fentanyl in it. But word gets around.
She becomes like the fentanyl queen of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
South Brooklyn.
I want Miranda to go full blown like
Walter White.
Yeah, I need her to like, and I think that she's getting there. This is right before her Breaking Bad moment.
They call it. There's like a whole like New York Times like or like a New York Magazine like long read about like when
the trank queen of
Crown Heights. The trank queen of Borum Hill.
I think she could wear like a zoot suit and like go around.
And there's like all the it's like this whole like 8-page long read about like.
But like Miranda's fucking like drugs, they do have fentanyl in them, but it's like the perfect dose. So you do actually get like the perfect high, but you don't die. But everyone's like just dying to get their hands on fucking Trank Queen's trank, and they will go to other dealers because they're so hard up, and that's why all these kids in Brooklyn are dying, is because they're going around to all the other dealers.
Fen.
Yeah, and then like the Trank Queen is like both solving and making the fentanyl crisis worse.
And then the picture of her being perp walked, you just see her like this. She has yellow teeth.
She gets like full, but like I need her to go on like a full trial
because she's back on the ball. She's literally Lady Gaga and Joker too.
I think she's a little bit Lady Gaga and Joker too, but also a little bit Lady Gaga's Joe Calderone. I need her to dye her hair jet black and like start and
like
get a
doo-wop.
perm. Yeah.
Like a full like grease.
She's 50s.
She's rockabilly.
Also, I need her to like own like a bar that she does business out of, but it's like a swing club, and that's where she wears her zoot suit.
She opens a bar in Flatbush that's like a rockabilly, and it becomes like a kind of notable like hot, up and coming like hot spot for the Gen Z discovering revival swinger.
Yeah,
it's a revivalist swing bar.
The swing aesthetic comes back into the mid. Baby, looks like it's gonna wear. And they're all fucking tranked out of their minds, but also just doing the swing like nobody's.
Okay, I can't do this anymore.
All right, I clearly really miss doing Saving Texas.
I know.
3 'cause this just veered into it, but anyways.
Guys, speaking of
doing drugs and dancing,
we are hosting a rave on August 2nd. It's a Vanderpump Rules theme rave hosted by Real House Raves. It's a Scandival celebration, reflection, elegy, funeral, whatever you want it to be. And there's going to be, I believe, 4 or 5 DJs who are all I've listened to them on Spotify. They're all really good dolls.
I love it.
And Laura and I are going to be, yours truly will be hosting and doing little bits.
It's going to be a fun night. Tickets are on sale now. Get them while they're hot. They go up in price as you get closer to the date of the rave. So it's
at El Cid on Sunset, 10 p.m.
Best time now is to get in.
10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Ciao.
Bye.